Ben Chilwell, you must be on a high. It is what, 18 hours since you beat Real Madrid in the second leg to advance to the final of the Champions League. Tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, pretty much what you've said there. Amazing. It's the reason you join a club like Chelsea to play in these sorts of games. I said before the first leg, playing against Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League was something that I literally dreamt about as a kid, playing against Real Madrid. So for it to happen and then to go and beat them over two legs to get into the final, you can't ask for much more. The only thing now that's going to top it is to go and win the whole competition. So just everything about last night was amazing. The celebrations after in the changing room were just, it was a great night.
I watched the game. It started at 3 a.m. here in Malaysia, so it was a late finish for us. But it's hard to pick out who was a man of the match, just from my personal opinion. I mean, Mendy in goal, you were brilliant. The whole team was brilliant, bar none. But N'Golo Kante's performance, he had the pre-assist for both goals. You could call it a pre-assist. Where does his performance rank amongst what you've seen from other players? Because you would have known N'Golo from his Leicester days as well.
Yeah, obviously I've known N'Golo since we were at Leicester, so I've known since the year we won the league the impact he had on the team that season. He was, I'd say, the main reason that we won the league that season. He was, amazing for us. I did the things that no one really saw, but as a footballer you appreciated and you understood. And then obviously recently, both legs of the semi-finals, he's got man of the match both legs against Real Madrid and been amazing both games. Last night, again, he was like two people when we didn't have the ball. He was all over the place, tackling everyone. And then, like you said there, he's been a main reason for creating both the goals. So not just defensively, which he gets praised a lot for, and rightfully so, but in an attacking sense as well yesterday, he was amazing as well.
Yeah, and your performance, it must be a standout performance for you, because I've actually met you previously. It was when you were at Leicester. I was with Mark Schwarzer. We were covering the game, who you would know from your Leicester days as well. So we had a nice conversation. But I can't believe how far you've come personally as well. Like this season, you've really upped your game. Where does last night rank amongst all your performances as a professional footballer?
Yeah, well, I said before the game yesterday, I think I was chatting to Mason and Billy Gilmore, and we were in the hotel before the game yesterday, and we all said, we all asked each other what was the biggest game of our careers so far, and all three of us said that last night's game will be the biggest game of our careers. So, a real eagerness to play well last night for yourself, for your family, but for everyone involved with Chelsea to get to Champions League final. There was a real desire to play well last night, just to give that 1 or 2% more than you normally do. Subconsciously, just because you want it so much.
It's been a topsy-turvy season at Chelsea, the managerial changes, stylistic changes. How have you coped with it, given that this is your first season with the Blues?
Yeah, I mean, it's all that sort of stuff there is stuff you can't affect. All we can affect is training hard every day as a group of players, going out on the weekend and trying to win for the club. That's all we can affect. Sorry, we can't affect what happens behind the scenes, who the manager's going to be. So as a team, like I've said, the whole season, our aim has been to win matches, to try and, when the season finishes, have won a trophy or two, and finish in the top four. So although things have changed along the way, our aim and purpose and focus has always been on the same targets.
What about yourself? We never really see the human element to football. You've changed clubs during a pandemic. You've had to move cities. You've had to go to a whole new environment. I mean, that must have been a bit difficult to adjust for you. Not as difficult for Timo Werner or Kai Havertz, who've had to move countries, but even for yourself. I mean, that period of adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, as a team, we've not been able to do anything together this season, which when you come with, myself included, 4 or 5 new players, the new manager obviously came in halfway through the season. He brought 3 staff with him. So there's been a lot of new additions to the changing room this year, which hasn't just been difficult for the new players, but it's probably been difficult for the players that were here already to try and get to know everyone, because we haven't been able to do anything away from the training ground, which is why last night after the game when we were all in the changing room together, all celebrating together. You know, it was a real, you know, human moment of just passion and just a great moment for everyone to have, you know, had together.
I think the entire world's seen your masseuse. I'm not sure what he was doing on the floor, but I think you're going.
He likes to call it the worm. We'll let you judge what you want to call it.
I think you're going to have to give him a massage in return. He might pull his back muscles doing that.
I know, yeah. He said to me before the game yesterday, he said, if we win, I'm going to give you all a dance in the changing room. So I had to make sure he lived up to it.
The worm is a move from well before your time, by the way. It's like from the early 90s.
Yeah, I know. He said he's been doing it a while. He's not got much better, clearly, but...
Yeah, true. Very, very true. Out of practice, perhaps, under lockdown. How have things been different under Thomas Tuchel and Frank Lampard? Because Chelsea have turned into this defensive machine. You've got the best defensive record, not just in England, Britain, but in the whole of Europe. It's astounding, astonishing.
Yeah, it is. I think when a new manager comes in, it automatically just freshens things up. Subconsciously, you don't do it on purpose. It just does. You know, when a new manager comes in, everyone gives everything in training because, you know, it's like a clean slate for everyone to, you know, stamp and mark and, you know, be playing on the weekend when the manager comes. And, you know, if you play well, then you're in the team. So, you know, it does just freshen things up. And of course, the manager has changed from a back four to a back five, which everyone knows. And he demands a lot of us, which I think is the main thing. You know, every day in training, every match, he expects you to give everything. And if he doesn't think you're giving everything, he'll be the first person to tell you. He'll always tell you the truth, the good things and the bad things. And, you know, it's a great thing for a manager to have because at least you know where you stand, you know when you're doing well, what you're not doing well. And, you know, if you want to buy into that and improve, having a manager like that is the best thing for it.
Yeah, and he seems very vocal on the touchline. Is he like that in training as well?
He is, yeah. He's 100% all the time, which is what we want. He pushes us every day, like I said. He pushes us every day in training. He pushes us every time we have a game. And yeah, obviously he's doing it because he wants the best for us. He sees the talent that the squad has, what we can achieve, and you know he sees it as his job to push us every day to make sure that we achieve them goals.
Yeah, I just find it amazing. I was watching the celebrations at the end. You could hear what he was saying. He's switching languages on the fly. Like one moment is German to, I don't know, Timo Werner, and then it's English to you, and then it's French to Edouard Mendy. It's just like, wow, the way your brain does that is amazing.
It is amazing, yeah. We're quite fortunate in a sense at this club. We have him, and we've got the majority of the squad, not necessarily the English players, but the majority of the foreign players all speak three or four. I think Kovacic speaks like 6 languages. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of... You know, when you've got these people that can talk to everyone in their own language, it's a positive. And to be fair, I think us English boys are all trying to pick up a few languages along the way. It's just taking us a bit longer.
You can just imagine you walking in and saying to Bonjour, Edouard, je m'appelle Ben Chilwell.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think there was that whole banter at the start of the season because the whole back four was French except from me. So I did think I might have to potentially pick up some French lessons after that.